I am Big John here with BackStage360, sitting with the Tina Jackson, amazing musician that you are. We've already talked once, but we're doing this again.
Okay.
Because we had some technical difficulties. Anyway, so Tina, my first question is, when I started listening to you, I noticed a very, very clear operatic tone.
Well, that's because, not to interrupt you, but that's
all right,
because
please do.
I had 17 years with the Opera Pacific as a full lyric soprano.
So that means you probably have a pretty wide vocal range.
Yeah, you need one of those.
So I want to know what your range is.
Well, it comes and goes.
Well, any good singer, if you think about it, it comes and goes.
Depending on how warmed up I am, I usually can do a high E pretty easily. And a lot of people do not realize, this is a fact, that opera is not amplified.
No.
The singers have to
Project.
Exactly.
Yes, they have to project.
On their own energy. So it needs to be big.
Yes. It needs to be big, deep, and bellowing. You need to get into that diaphragm, learn how to control your breathing properly, all of that. And it's really hard work. So it's definitely impressive that you pulled that off for 17 years. And
17 years.
You take that natural ability that you've developed over nearly 2 decades, and you're converting it into rock, you're converting it into all this soul, this gospel, and all these different styles of music. So what drove you into this musical experience that you've started?
Well, I think a lot of it was just that I was exposed to it because my dad sang, my aunt who raised me, along with my dad, they both were singers.
In the choir?
They sang in the choir.
In the choir. And so
Yes,
you're from Illinois area?
Indiana.
Sorry, my bad. The Hoosiers. My bad.
Yeah.
So you've got that area up in Indiana inspired by a lot of blues and a lot.
There was a lot of music to enjoy in the Midwest.
Awesome.
Because you're bordered on the top by Illinois and Chicago, so you've got the gospel belt. Chicago was the capital of gospel at the time, and then there was the Chicago style blues and jazz, which is different than it is anywhere else. And my stepfather was actually a prominent jazz musician in Chicago during that time also.
So you get that meet a lot of musicians.
Yes, so I got exposed to jazz and gospel from the north, and then from the east side, got all of that music from the bluegrass influence, the folk music that came from like New York and the bistros there. And then right below us in Kentucky, you've got more bluegrass and you've got the country. So being there in Indiana, man, I was just sucking it up from every angle. And so
and then you come out to the West Coast and get infused with some rock.
Eventually, I made it out here, and that did happen.
And you did that with Seventh Son.
Seventh Sons was my first exposure to rock. I'd never sang rock, but I was drawn in by Bill McFadden, who was the leader at the time of Seventh Sons. Seventh Sons is an old band, it's been around for several decades, but Bill put together a new ensemble with myself as the lead singer, and Robbie King from Austin, Texas blues background on guitar, and Gary Cox on bass, another local phenomenon on bass. And the ensemble was rich and exciting, and I was shaking at the knees because I'd never done rock before. And I remember our first rehearsal, I walked into the room and the temperature dropped in there because I swear I found out that guys don't like girls leading the band, lead singer in the band. You know, it was sad, but I won them over, man. I won them over. I blew their hair back.
Is that when you got the title of the SoCal Diva that always delivers?
That is under Robbie's tutelage. Robbie, if you know, I know that ethnicity is not a big deal, but Robbie is a white man, and he is in trenched in the blues. He eats and sleeps blues.
Yeah.
And so he heard something in my voice that he wanted to bring out and encourage along those lines of blues. That's how I got started with that. And I was singing something, I think it was Crossroads, Robert Johnson's Crossroads. And Robbie corrected me on my phrasing. And I asked him, I said, "Are you trying to tell me how to be black?" And
I love it.
to my surprise, he put his hands on his hips and went, "Well, girl, somebody has to."
Wow. I
know.
You just floored me.
It floored me too. So yes, I kind of learned blues from a white man.
Hey, I guess whatever works, right?
And it did.
So what do we have coming from you next?
Well, I'm working on my solo album, and this would be my second release, actually.
Okay.
But the first was also songs that I wrote. It's called Songs in the Key of Me, and I wrote everything that's on that CD. And this upcoming CD, Amber Waves, will also be all me. But I've come a long way since I released that other CD in 2003.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was my maiden voyage.
Well, did you send over any songs from that album for me to
No,
listen to?
actually,
No? Okay.
I did not.
So it was all the new. So I don't have anything to
Yeah.
compare and contrast against, but I do know that what you did send is top notch, amazing. The production
Thank
quality,
you.
your voice,
Thank
the
you.
musicianship. Do you play any of the instruments on those tracks?
I am not on the tracks. I
Okay.
was shaking in my boots when I had to play for the guitarist that's on those tracks. The guitarist is John Leslie Huggs.
Oh.
And John is an absolute monster on guitar. And I had to play the demo so that everybody could learn the song. So yes, I sang and I played. And there was one funny moment during production where John was in the booth and he's like playing, his version of the song, and the producer stopped him and said, "No, you can't play that arpeggio like that. You need to play it exactly like Tina plays it."
So you're getting corrected on how to be black by a
Oh
white guy.
my God.
And then the producer's turning around and correcting a professional guitarist and telling him to play like
Play
you.
like me. Exactly.
You are definitely on a nice roller coaster ride here.
Man, I am having a ball.
Good.
I'm having an absolute ball.
Well, you
This
look
is
like you're
great.
enjoying yourself. You're having a great time. You're putting out some incredible music. I can't wait to hear your new tracks that you've got coming out. And you just have a lot going on right now. The Tina Jackson machine is just rolling right through, isn't it?
Indeed. Indeed.
And definitely won't be stopping anytime soon. Thank you so much for coming down.
Oh, you're welcome.
And having a
Thank
few
you.
minutes with us here on this beautiful couch here for Backstage 360. I'm Big John with the Tina Jackson machine.